We are back. As I said on the previous video, Kia said I can use the car. So last week I was at work. I was back at work. My goodness, which is a good thing. Now they called me and they said that the bracket is on the way. They booked it in for 27th of August to go to be fixed. They need it for 3 days. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm just doing small jobs. I'm not driving like to airports on like long distance motorway. And the other thing, if you're taking someone to the airport, he's going to catch a flight and your car is not in good shape like my car is. What if it breaks down on the motorway? That person is going to be late for his flight. So it will be unwise to take jobs like that. Yeah, it's good money, but sometimes being greedy can end up costing you and costing others as well a lot. So I just said to the company I'm working with that I'll just work locally because my car still have that sound. So it's been working very well, and the efficiency on this thing is absolutely unmatched. I don't even think that Tesla stand a chance here. Just in the city here, I average about 5.5 miles per kilowatt. Can you imagine that? 5.5 miles per kilowatt. Now, the car is very efficient, and meeting the guy who is also efficient, that's a very beautiful combination. I was expecting to use around 40 kilowatts a day. I am way far away from that because of my driving style. I'm using roughly 20 kilowatt hour per day. I will drive over 100 miles, but still stay under 20 kilowatt hour, which is absolutely brilliant. So this car, I have huge amount of range left every time I come home. Actually, I no longer charge the car to 80% because as I said in many previous videos, I said I won't charge this car to 100% ever. As long as I'm owning it, it will never ever be charged to 100%. I said I'll be charging it to 80%. I have reduced that to 70%. Right, as you can see, I finished charging to 70%. I only charged to 70%, not 80 as I said. And look at the range there, 262 miles. And on the previous pictures I showed you, it discharges up to about 40% when I have driven pretty much 110 miles after working the whole day. So I'm just not really using the battery to its full capacity, which I hope it will make this battery last well over 10 years, so that's the idea anyway. So you can see 262 miles and it's 69%. So I go to work with 70% and I come back home and I'm still left with roughly around 40%. The least I've seen last week was 35%, just half. Okay, because the car is very efficient, and also the way I drive it, adds up to that. And I'll put some pictures just to show you that I'm not just saying this, it's the evidence is there. It's very efficient. So yeah, it's booked in for the 27th of August to be fixed. Now, the other thing is this car is showing this efficiency with that motor not in good shape. Now, once I get a new electric motor and gearbox, it will be running even better, even more efficient. So I'm really looking forward to that. Maybe my my negativity about the whole project may kind of start to wither away and start seeing this as a positive thing. It's just that you know how it is when the car lets you down. This is how we are as human beings. Once you get let down, you go negative, you know. So probably we will see. You know, sometimes I say things ahead of myself. So we'll see how it goes. I hope nothing else will pop up and I start having issues again. I hope after that electric motor has been put there with the new gearbox, I will everything will be fine. Now, immediately the car is fixed, I'm going to remove the oil from the gearbox just after 1 week. I'm going to drive the first week, go underneath and remove the oil and put new oil in. I'm going to also put magnetic oil plugs just to try to help clean the oil from the gearbox. And then every 5,000 miles, I will just remove the old oil and put new oil. This is just to prolong the life of the gearbox, because as I said in the previous video, I think that magnet that they put in there, it is the one that is contaminating oil. It's chipping away in little pieces, so it's contaminating the oil, and the oil ends up killing the bearings. So I have to make sure that that doesn't happen again. Okay. And I'll be driving the car, like I said on the previous videos, only on eco mode. I don't drive it on normal mode or on sport mode. It has enough power on eco mode. You know, it's one of those things that the car is, you feel, you know, I was driving diesel 1.6 HDI, and remember, if you've been following me for a long time, I said on my diesel car, I never ever push the revs to go above 2,000. Even if I'm in a rush, they stay below 2,000. This is why I was getting over 800 miles on one tank. People can do it, but I was doing it. It's because I don't like, you know, using too much fuel. So the same thing applies to this car. I only run it on eco mode because I feel there's enough power. Compared to the diesel, I have much power even on eco mode, so I don't need to use normal mode or sport mode. You know, when I buy the car, yeah, I've put it on normal and sport and just feel the boost, the huge punch that the car has. But I don't need that. The car is for work, so eco mode is good for me. So I'm looking forward to the new motor, new gearbox, and working with it that way. Go past the 100,000 miles, because now I've gone over 70. 100,000 miles, me and Kia will be saying bye-bye. Our chemistry will be over. I'll be fixing the car myself, so I'll be servicing it and making sure that everything runs perfectly, because the warranty ends at 100,000 miles. Okay, guys, so the way I'm using the battery, just taking 20% from the battery and charging it to 70%, letting it go down to about 35, 30. I think the life of the battery in this car is going to be huge. I might go past 200,000 miles and keep going, maybe 250, 300,000 miles. But I'll let you know, you know me, if something goes wrong, I always raise my hands and I'll tell you. So that's how it is. Also inside, because you know how in a taxi, people make a mess. I've put a vinyl carpet so that, you know, as people sometimes vomit, at least they vomit on the floor, not on the cloth carpet. It's vinyl, it's easy to clean. So That is good. I'll make another video to just explain to you and show you things that I don't really like about the car. Lots of stuff about the car I like so far. So far, of course, except that electric motor and the differential, the gearbox thing. Once that is gone, I hope everything will be all right. Okay, so I'll make that video just to show the pros and cons. But so far, I have lots of pros on this car. Okay, so I will leave it here, and I'll keep on updating you how things are going. Okay, take care, and thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.